I'm African American.
Filipina and Pakistani.
Half Jamaican.
I was born in Los Angeles.
Let's see.
Jewish.
Danish.
Polish.
Cherokee Indian.
Ojibwe mostly.
Blackfoot Indian and
Some Odawa.
African American.
Native American.
What am I?
Filipino, Chinese, German.
French thrown in there.
And Sri Lankan.
That always seems to elicit a really long explanation, especially for multiracial people.
Danish.
Argentinian, Native American, Italian.
Most people will probably just give you a quick answer, black, white, Mexican, whatever, but
The other half is white,
Spanish.
part German, and maybe Dutch.
Catholic.
And I grew up in Japan.
for multiracial people, you tend to get a lot of family history.
People are always, where are you from? You have an accent. I'm like, well, I'm American, and then they frown.
My father's Mexican-American. He was from El Paso, Texas.
I'm a mixed chick.
And my mother was German-Polish from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
So I'm an American. There's no such thing as a black person or a white person or an Asian person. That doesn't exist. It's political. It's purely political. We know it doesn't exist. But the fact that we in modern America still use racial categories so succinctly and so definitively is lessening our ability to open up our minds to who we are really. Obama is a biracial presidential candidate.
People are saying, oh, you know what? I didn't know that his parents were white and black. For me, that's what being a part of America or North America is all about.
A lot of people, you know, in these swing states and stuff, they're all saying, you know, I never thought about race before until he was running. And some people were actually saying, I never even thought about being racist before he was running, but the only reason that they can't vote for him is because they see him as a black man. I heard one man say, if he was white, I would vote for him.
Is it racist to choose to vote for him only because he's black? Is that just as bad as not voting for him because he's black? I believe that the majority of us are still racist. I certainly am. As a mixed woman, coming into my own in terms of feeling comfortable identifying as mixed and not choosing one race over the other, I make people feel uncomfortable all the time with that.
I think the multiracial community is almost afraid to pump up too much or make too much a big deal of his multiracial background out of fears that it might hurt his candidacy.
It's really a weird dance as far as I say. People don't want to talk about it, say, well, we're not going to talk about race, but then at the same time, they are talking about race. I wish it would not talk about it in a way that's just about fear and about almost like the lowest common denominator, like, oh, well, these people aren't going to vote for him because of black, oh my gosh, or, and to really speak about, my gosh, how far away are we generationally from not allowing interracial marriage, not allowing minority people to vote, suppressions, civil rights. It's such a short period of time ago. And here we have a candidate that is half African American who's very likely going to be in the White House, and that's just a tremendous amount of progress in that time.
I guess once people are able to assume that and realize that the issue is not what you look like or what your background is, but what you're doing, at that point, race will stop being an issue. But I think we're far away from that, unfortunately, still.
Small steps. You know, progress is achieved incrementally, so hopefully we'll have a big incremental step in the near future.